LiveBoard day. Let's get started. All right, I am going to show you what it looks like. If you have LiveBoard, you need to get your account set up. You can always do this by using the link in the description below, and you get a 14-day premium trial, but then it's only $9.99 a month after that. So thumbs up for accessible pricing. And I have my boards set up. Now, these are groups. These are going to be your classes. You're going to have them join these groups. Now, today we're going to go ahead and make a new group. Wednesday, let's call it 7 p.m. All right, if I had their emails and I'd like to go ahead and add those students in, I would just put them right here, click add, but I don't want to do that yet. So we've got Wednesday, 7 p.m. Again, that little plus person, we can go ahead and add students that way, but we're not going to. Now, when I click that group, then I've got boards. Boards are your classes, your sessions. So you may want to name them after a date or a topic, but today we're not going to do that. We're just going to name it for, choose a blank board here. You could just go ahead and upload a PDF, but I'm not going to. Awesome. Class number 1. How about that for a class name? All right, this is your board that you're going to be working with. Now, students can interact even if a call is not happening. So when I want to invite my students, I click here. You can send them the link, the join link, or by copying right here, send them that link, or just give them the code and they can join today's session. After that, after they've joined, your students will be lined up here on the right side of your screen. Then we can get started with the fun part, which is setting up your board. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize that. Now, as we get started with setting up our board, your students can interact before the call even starts. Now, how do we start the call, Melissa? Don't worry. Down here, bottom right corner, if you want to record your class, hit that little video call button. There we go. We're going to go ahead and choose what our inputs are, and we're going to go ahead and click start recording if I want to. So you can start recording there. When students have joined, you can start the call right down there, and you'll be able to begin your video call. And yeah, it's just like a Zoom call, but you're in LiveBoard. So you've got this shared LiveBoard on here. Students can draw and write on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up so it is nice and interactive. So I always start with a welcome message. Hey there, class will begin soon. Maybe a little would you rather. Would you rather time travel to the future or the past? All right, now that is tiny. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, make it a good bit bigger. There we are, move it back over to the center. I'm gonna do a little formatting here. Now, I do want this to be more visually appealing, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a box around it. There you go. We can make it colorful. We can change the line thickness, make it nice and thick. And maybe we'll choose green outline. Again, if I chose the option below, it would fill in. It would be solid. We do not want that. So we're going to go back over here, choose the outline, boom, shakalaka. We are set. Now, this is no fun, right? We need like an orange background, but for my STEM teachers, you guys are going to be excited about this. We may have dots. We may have a grid option. We have lines or just plain. So I'm going to go with plain, but there we go. Orange background, green, flash of this entry, but we'll be okay. This is maybe just our welcome slide. We want to get the rest of our pages set up. So we're going to do that over here with pages list. You can do that easily by just clicking add page, or we can go over here and we've got pages that we can add on the left side. So for example, if we want to come over here, I can go ahead and click on the next slide, and we're going to go ahead and have them work on something. So I want to bring in an image. Let's see, how about my let's do my writing. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and choose one of these writing prompts right in there, resize it. Good. So I'm going to have them start with a little warm up. Choose one of the photos, write 3 to 5 sentences about what's happening. Keep writing if you like. Now, they could do this on paper. They could type it on the screen if we wanted to, or if this is a group class and we need to keep things a little tidier, we could type your response here in the chat. All right, easy enough. It pops right up, and we can minimize that as well. An easy way to set up your first few slides. So I could now duplicate this and have a second slide with the exact same thing on it. or I could get rid of it. So super easy to move things around. I can also change the order by grabbing the handles here on the side. Super nice. Now, I then would probably, this is just what I would do, I will show you how to use this for STEM tutors as well, but here's what I would do. I would then go to import PDF. Now, I'm going to grab my trusty ESL Pals lessons. Oh, one of my favorites, famous scientists. There we go. Now, this is going to pull up the whole PDF file. I can choose what I want to. So for my students, I do this often. I know some of them need to work on grammar, some of them need to work more on speaking, some of them need to work more on reading. So I will pick and choose from ESL Pals lessons in this case. So let's just for funsies today, choose these two and click next. It will automatically import them into the next few slides. So here they are. And I can get rid of this bar and then we'll just get started with the lesson. Maybe I want to point out to them, all right, could you start reading here? Again, I can change the color. Maybe I want to make it purple, keep it nice and coordinated. So please start reading here. What's this word? Maybe we can highlight it so we can come back up here to our highlighter. Make this nice and big. Sigh. Sigh. What other words do we know as sigh as the beginning part? And so we can kind of work on that using these very simple little tools up here. Now, once we've got that, I can also undo. One of my favorite features, undo. All right, so we're back here. I can go on to the next slide. Go ahead and circle all the objects related to science. Then maybe they've circled, maybe they've drawn their circles, but I want to say, all right, Sarah, could you label one of these? She wants to write guitar. Great. Again, we can change size, we can change color, and we can trash it. So there we go. Now I can move forward in my slides this way, or I can come back here and let's say we're running low on time and I need to skip forward a couple slides. I can do that over here by just taking a look. Students can't see this part, this left side, so it's a really nice sneaky way to get around in your lessons. But we are not behind on time because we need to look at some formulas. That's right. For the STEM friends, we need to go ahead and get some graphs going on. So let's harken ourselves back to middle school math, right? Y equals mx plus b, right? 2x plus 2, and then we'll do another one, y equals 2x minus 1. Ooh, fancy. Now I can change color. I can turn it off and on. I can change color by going to this settings button. I can change the type of line that's there, and there we go. So we're done here, and then I can set this up again before class, make it nice and pretty, so that maybe I want my students to be able to tell me what the formula is. So I can click insert and that'll come onto the slide. Again, I can resize it. I could write something next to it. What formula would the green line have? Something like that. And then they could solve this. As we said before, we can add PDFs. So if you did have a worksheet that you wanted to work on together, something that could also be done in here. Now, let's say we've got to the end of class. We are all done with our lesson and we're gonna say goodbye. So we're gonna go ahead and finish up the video call. You just hang up the video call like a normal audio Zoom call and come over here, click stop recording. This says start recording because we're not quite recording yet, but the idea that you could stop recording and then it will pop up with a notification. Do you want to save this to the cloud? And of course you do. You can save this to the cloud because there are unlimited cloud recordings here. Pretty cool. Now, once we get out of that board, here it is. I can then export it as PDF, finish the session. No one can access it anymore. Perhaps this is a timed class where things are in succession and they should no longer have access to something. We can rename it, duplicate it. If you love the slides, if you need to redo it in another section, you can totally do that too. Your recordings will come up here and those could be shared with parents. So over here, we got add member. If you want to add parents to this or people who were perhaps absent during that session, that's something that can happen as well. You can also process payments on LiveBoard. You can come up here, choose your class description. So maybe Wednesday, 7 p.m. And the price, maybe we're choosing 6 classes at $20 an hour, so we would write 120. Keep in mind the payment fees down here at the bottom, and then create, and that invoice will be sent to the correct people based on their email addresses that you select. Now, that's it. It's pretty simple, but I love the flexibility that LiveBoard offers in terms of getting in our integrations that we need in order to make class function how we want it to. So if you are intrigued by LiveBoard, again, you've got a 14-day premium trial. It's super easy to set up. Try it out with some students. That's what I did. And I ended up really liking it. I have students in Asia who don't have full access on Zoom. And also the recording feature is really key for them to have their families be able to watch our classes as well. So if this was helpful to you, it would be very helpful to me if you would go ahead and like and subscribe this video. Make sure you check out LiveBoard using that link, and I would be happy to answer any questions you have about using LiveBoard in the comments. Happy teaching.